There is a stirring in the collective human experience right now, a pulse that is vibrating beneath the surface of what we think is normal life, and I must tell you, many people are not ready for what is coming. Not because it is something to be feared, but because they have not yet prepared their minds, their bodies, or their hearts to embrace the unknown with strength and clarity. What is coming is not just an event. It is not just a shift in circumstance. It is the unraveling of old patterns, the breaking down of old systems, and the opening of a door into a new reality. The question is, when that door swings open, will you walk through with confidence, or will you stand paralyzed, wishing you had made different choices before? Most people live their lives repeating the same thoughts, the same emotions, and the same behaviors every single day. They are trapped in cycles of fear, stress, and limitation. They wake up in the morning already remembering yesterday, already conditioned by the pain of the past or the anxiety of tomorrow. Their body begins to feel the emotions before their mind even has the chance to think something new. And because the body has become the unconscious mind, it runs the program automatically. That is why so many will not be ready for what is coming. They are addicted to the familiar, to the predictable, to the safe repetition of the known world, even when it doesn't serve them. But life is not going to allow that cycle to continue much longer. A disruption is arriving. The universe has a way of shaking us when we refuse to wake up ourselves. And if you continue to live unconsciously, clinging to the known past and projecting the same familiar future, then when change comes knocking at your door, you will not know how to respond. The only way to be ready is to stop living from the patterns of survival and begin living from the energy of creation. Think about this. Your future is not created by what you want. It is created by who you are being in this present moment. If you are being the same as you were yesterday, then your future is nothing more than a copy of the past. It doesn't matter how much you hope or wish for something different. If your thoughts, emotions, and actions remain unchanged, the energy you project into the field around you will remain unchanged. And since the field responds to your energy, you will simply draw back to yourself the same experiences in a slightly different form. That is why so many people feel stuck. That is why so many people pray for change but live in the same conditions year after year. They have not yet become the version of themselves that is aligned with the future they say they want. What is coming is an opportunity, a collapse of the old structures and a birth of the new. But only those who have trained themselves to step out of the comfort of the known and into the uncertainty of the unknown will thrive. Uncertainty is the doorway to possibility. The unknown is where the miracle resides. The familiar may feel safe, but it is also where limitation resides. So when change comes, those who are ready will be the ones who have practiced surrendering into the unknown, who have taught their body to feel elevated emotions like gratitude, love, and trust, even when their outer world hasn't yet given them a reason. They will be the ones who have conditioned themselves to believe in a reality before it arrives. You are not ready for what is coming if you are still ruled by fear. Fear contracts. Fear narrows your vision. Fear ties your body into stress chemicals and prevents you from accessing higher states of consciousness. When fear takes over, your brain goes into survival. It scans for danger, it predicts the worst, and it anchors you to the past. And yet what is coming will require you to be expansive, open, connected, and in tune with the greater intelligence of life itself. Fear will blind you to opportunity. Fear will keep you clinging to what is falling apart when you should be reaching for what is being born. You are not ready for what is coming if you are still clinging to the identity of your past, the stories you tell yourself about who you are, what you've been through, what you can or cannot do are not you. They are simply patterns, recordings, programs that have been reinforced through repetition. Every time you relive your past pain, every time you remind yourself of your limitations, every time you justify why your life is the way it is, you strengthen the neural circuits that keep you locked into that identity. But when you hold on to the old self, you cannot step into the new self. And what is coming will demand that you shed the old skin, that you let go of the old identity, that you release the story of limitation so that you can embody the story of expansion. You are not ready for what is coming if you are still seeking control. The truth is, the more you try to control the outer world, the more you reveal how little control you actually feel inside. Control is rooted in survival, in the fear of uncertainty. But the coming shift will not be controlled. It will be unpredictable, and it will demand surrender. Not surrender as weakness, but surrender as alignment with the greater order of life. When you release the need to predict and manage every outcome, you step into the flow of possibility. In that flow, you find creativity, synchronicity, and the emergence of new opportunities you could never have imagined. Those who cling to control will be broken by the uncertainty. Those who surrender will ride the wave into a new reality. So what must you do to be ready? You must begin now to train your mind and body for the unknown. You must become greater than your environment, greater than your body, greater than time. You must teach yourself to think greater than you feel, to feel emotions before the event, to condition your nervous system to embody the future you choose instead of being defined by the past you inherited. This requires practice. It requires daily discipline. You cannot wait until the storm arrives to start preparing. You must build the foundation now. When you wake in the morning, instead of reaching for your phone, instead of remembering yesterday, instead of rehearsing the stress and worry of your life, close your eyes and step into the silence. See a vision of the person you are becoming. Feel the emotions of that future as if it has already arrived. Let gratitude flood your heart, because gratitude is the signal that tells your body a future event has already happened. The moment you can feel it, you are instructing your body to believe in a new destiny. The moment you can hold that state long enough, you are broadcasting a new energy into the field around you. And since the field is the mirror, life will begin to reflect back to you the resonance you have created. This is how you prepare for what is coming. You prepare by no longer being defined by the external world. You prepare by no longer needing circumstances to dictate your emotions. You prepare by becoming the creator of your inner state, regardless of what is happening outside of you. Because when the external world begins to shake, and it will, those who are rooted in the inner world of coherence, gratitude, love, and vision will remain unshaken. They will see opportunity where others see disaster. They will find possibility where others see endings. They will step into the new reality while others cling desperately to the fragments of the old. And you must also remember this. What is coming is not only global, it is personal. Life is going to ask you to evolve. It is going to ask you to let go of attachments that no longer serve you, to forgive wounds that you have carried for too long, to release relationships, jobs, and habits that belong to an old version of yourself. If you resist, you will suffer. If you surrender, you will expand. Every challenge that appears before you is not a punishment. It is an initiation. It is life asking, are you willing to become someone greater? So when the unexpected arrives, and it will, do not collapse into fear, do not cling to the past, do not fight to control the uncontrollable. Instead, pause, breathe, step into the present moment. The present moment is where the unknown lives, and the unknown is where all creation begins. In the present, you are free from the past. In the present, you are free from the predictable future. In the present, you are pure potential. And in that potential, you can align yourself with the intelligence that is greater than you, the intelligence that is orchestrating galaxies, the intelligence that is already guiding you into a greater version of yourself. You are not ready for what is coming if you remain asleep, if you remain attached to the old identity, if you remain a victim to circumstances, but you can be ready if you awaken, if you step into the unknown, if you train your body to feel the future before it happens, if you live from elevated emotions instead of survival, if you surrender the need to control and trust in the greater intelligence that is always moving life forward. The storm will come, but after the storm, the air will be clear. The structures will collapse, but in their place, new possibilities will emerge. The old self will dissolve, but from its ashes, the new self will rise. The only question is, will you be ready when you begin to understand that everything outside of you is simply a reflection of what you hold inside? You start to take responsibility in a way you never have before. The people, the opportunities, the obstacles, and even the so-called coincidences that appear in your life are not random. They are mirrors of the energy you broadcast into the field each day. If your thoughts are dominated by fear, doubt, and lack, then what you encounter will reinforce those very states. If your emotions are tied to resentment, anger, or self-pity, then your life will continue to deliver experiences that echo those frequencies. This is why so many people find themselves repeating the same cycles, encountering the same types of problems, living the same life with only slight variations. They are not consciously creating, they are simply recycling the past. But the moment you shift the way you think, the moment you generate a new emotion that your body is not used to, you begin to step into a different future. The unknown no longer feels like a threat, but an invitation. And as you linger in that state, your brain starts to reorganize itself to reflect that future. Your body begins to feel as though it is already living it, and the field around you begins to reorganize to match your new vibration. This is how transformation happens, not through chance but through choice, not by waiting for circumstances to change, but by becoming the change that draws new circumstances. And yet, many will resist. When something unfamiliar begins to show up, the mind says, "This doesn't feel safe. Let's go back to the old." The body, addicted to the stress hormones of survival, demands the familiar emotions of anger, worry, or sadness because they are chemically comfortable. That is when you must push through. That is when you must remind yourself that growth always feels uncomfortable because you are breaking free from the identity you have worn for so long. Comfort zones are prisons disguised as safety. If you remain in them, you may feel secure, but you will never evolve. The moment you step beyond them, yes, it feels uncertain, but that uncertainty is the space of creation. What is coming is going to strip away comfort zones on a massive scale. The illusions that have made people feel secure will be exposed for what they are. Old systems will fail, old ways of thinking will collapse, old identities will crumble, and those who have practiced staying comfortable in the unknown will not only survive, they will thrive. They will see possibility when others only see loss. They will recognize that destruction is often the necessary stage before rebirth. They will welcome the dismantling of what no longer serves because they will know that the space being created is the very space where something new can emerge. So ask yourself, are you rehearsing a future that excites you, or are you unconsciously reliving a past that limits you? Are you waking each day as the same person you were yesterday, or are you daring to be someone different, someone greater, someone more aligned with the vision of who you are becoming? Because what is coming will not wait for you to decide. It will arrive whether you are ready or not, and when it does, you will either see it as a threat that throws you into chaos, or as an opportunity that propels you into expansion. The choice will not be made in the moment of arrival. The choice is being made now in how you think, how you feel, how you act, and who you are becoming in this present moment. The most powerful thing you can do to prepare is to stop identifying with the small self that is chained to fear and limitation. That version of you cannot walk into the future that is being born. You must begin to rehearse the version of yourself who is already living in alignment with what you desire. Close your eyes and imagine what it feels like to no longer be burdened by the heaviness of the past. Imagine yourself free from the emotions that have kept you repeating the same days over and over again. Imagine what it would feel like to wake up every morning not in survival, but in creation. Let your heart begin to flood with that feeling. Hold it until your body recognizes it as familiar. That practice alone begins to shift your biology, your chemistry, and your energy field. So many people think change is supposed to arrive from the outside, as if a new job, a new relationship, or a new circumstance will suddenly give them permission to feel different. But the truth is the opposite. When you feel different first, when you embody gratitude, freedom, love, and inspiration now, the external world begins to change in response to that new state. You stop waiting for the future to arrive. You live the future now, and when the outer world aligns with the inner one, it feels like magic, though in reality it is simply the law of resonance. There will be those who cannot let go of what is familiar. They will cling to old systems even as they collapse. They will insist on telling the same stories about why life has limited them, even when new opportunities are right before their eyes. They will fight to hold on to the identity of victimhood because it feels safer than the uncertainty of transformation, and yet their suffering will grow because life itself is no longer supporting the old patterns. Life is moving forward, and those who refuse to move with it will be dragged by it. But those who embrace the shift will discover that what looks like loss is actually liberation. What looks like uncertainty is actually infinite possibility. Every moment you practice being present, every moment you elevate your emotions beyond the limitations of survival, every moment you embody the future before it arrives, you are strengthening your capacity to thrive in what is coming. You are training your nervous system to remain calm when others panic. You are aligning your energy with the intelligence of life that is always expanding, always evolving, always creating more. You are preparing not just to endure the change, but to harness it. This is why the inner work cannot wait. It must be done now. It must be practiced daily. You cannot expect to step into a storm with strength if you have never built the muscles of resilience beforehand. You cannot expect to ride the wave of transformation if you have not learned to surrender to the unknown. The ones who will flourish are not the ones who know the most facts, not the ones who cling to the strongest opinions, but the ones who have cultivated coherence within themselves, those who have balanced their minds and hearts, those who have learned to generate gratitude without needing a reason, those who have practiced aligning with their vision even when reality has not yet shown evidence. The preparation is not dramatic. It is subtle, quiet, and consistent. It happens in the stillness of your mind, in the breath that slows your heart, in the choice to focus on possibility rather than limitation. It happens in the way you choose to respond when life triggers you, whether you fall back into the old emotional patterns or step forward into the new state you are rehearsing. These small daily choices are the very things that determine whether you will be ready when the shift arrives. So the truth is clear. You are standing at the edge of a threshold. What is coming is not meant to destroy you, it is meant to awaken you. It will expose what no longer serves, it will challenge the identities you've clung to, it will shake the illusions of safety you've built. But within that shaking lies the greatest opportunity of your life. If you prepare your mind to think beyond the past, if you teach your body to feel the emotions of the future now, if you surrender control and open yourself to the unknown, you will not only endure what is coming, you will rise because of it. The future does not belong to those who resist change, it belongs to those who embrace it. The future does not reward fear, it rewards vision, courage, and trust in a greater intelligence. Do not wait for the storm to arrive before you learn how to stand tall. Begin now, step into the present, live from the state of who you are becoming, and when the new reality unfolds, you will be ready to meet it, not as a victim of change, but as a conscious creator of your destiny.